What is going on, fam? Welcome to another great episode of In Your City here on WNSB Hot 91, the soul of VA. Look, this is a bittersweet time, y'all, because this is our last show here at WNSB Hot 91. Everybody, let's
Woo!
Oh, whoa. Wrong. That was yeah. Excuse SyRok Foxx, by the way. That was not what we were intending. No, man, we've been here. This was, man, for almost 16, 17 months, man, at WNSB. We truly are grateful for the opportunity. We had a blast representing Hot 91 here. They know they're going to be doing a lot of great things in the future. Look, we're excited because we have so much great stuff in store for you. We're not going anywhere. We're not going anywhere. We're just going to be leaving the, it's going to be our last time here at the station. So, again, be sure to continue to support. Tune in to In Your City. You can follow us on all social media platforms, where you can still listen to us regularly on all digital and streaming platforms. So, look, without further ado, let's go on with the show. I'm your guy, Arrington Gavin. Joining me always is my family comedian, SyRok Foxx.
Hey.
Hustle Queen, Miss Michele Young.
What's going on?
And shout out to our awesome producer, Mr. Kam Godley.
Yeah.
Family, how's everybody doing today?
Tired. I feel like we say that every week, but this time
I'm
reason. We got like a June in general.
It is hot as hell out here. Like that's what's making me even more tired. Just this heat.
I tried my best to support SyRok at his event yesterday. I don't even know how.
If I wasn't busy, I would have loved to have gone.
Shout out to Capture the World. The part that I caught was amazing.
They were in the sun for 8 hours. 8 hours.
8 hours.
Wow.
So it was the Capture the World Festival yesterday. Shout out to Capture the World Imperial. It was amazing. First of all, let's get that out.
Absolutely.
However,
Absolutely.
not a cloud.
And we needed like 3 of them.
Not
Usually when they say that, it's a positive thing.
Man, it could have been some, it could have been some stratuses in there. It could have been some accumuluses. It could have been some type of cloud. Oh, man.
It's only about 98 degrees, 96 degrees,
so
and
we got out
feels
there
even warmer.
of course, we got out there around 9 o'clock to 10 o'clock. That's when we did sound check. And I hit the mic and started the show at 12 o'clock. I want to shout out Mill Point Park and the city of Hampton for hosting all of the 7 cities, including Richmond. It was an amazing show.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Boy, that heat.
What a true professional, sir.
Oh, I am melanated.
What a true
wasn't black before.
Oh, you black today? You black today? I almost ain't recognize you for a second.
If there was any reason for people to be like, you know what, I don't think SyRok is black. I made the cut today.
That is hilarious. That's hilarious. Well, look, y'all. I gotta go on with my dad jokes. I've been really working on this one. I hope you like it. This is gonna be the last one you're gonna listen to here on Hot 91.
You don't got a card?
Oh no, I got a card.
Okay, we like the ones with no card.
Okay. So, what is a ninja's favorite drink? Water.
See, when he doesn't have a card, he acts them out.
It.
And it's the
He kills
it was all in the timing on that one.
Way more animated.
He got one. He's at 14% now.
Yes.
You know what
Yes.
I hate that. Like that one left me thinking, well, what does a ninja
Yeah,
drink?
same. I was
Is
trying
it
to.
cognac? Like what is it? Is it?
Are they brown? Are they do like a little
What
brown?
is a ninja drink?
Tequila? No.
That was a good one.
Thank you. I tried.
Let's talk about the current events.
All right. All right.
Really
So
good.
look, I came across his feed. So actor Anthony Mackie. So he's Marvel star. He's been an actor for many years in a lot of great films. Continue to grow. And he was recently had a sit down conversation with other actors and directors. I think with the Hollywood Reporter. And they mainly asked him what is his worst what's the worst thing that goes on in his life as a celebrity? Like what's the worst thing that really bugs you? And he said, interacting with fans, specifically taking pictures with fans. He said, I don't like it because I happen to have a couple of instances that they use those pictures not the way that they were supposed to.
Manipulate the photos.
Pretty much. And so he does not like taking photos. So there was a story about him rejecting a little kid that wanted to get a picture with him. He's like, no, I can't act. I wasn't there, but that's what the story had entitled. So the question I want to bring up is, as a public figure, right? Because Anthony Mackie, he brought this up in the conversation. He's like, people always ask me, this is what I signed up for. And it's like, no, this is not what I signed up for. That's like telling a lady, put on a cute dress, so she's gonna be asked to get harassed. Like she signed up for that. So Anthony Mackie's case, he's like, look, I did not sign up for this at all. Now I'm 50-50 with it, but I want to ask you all, as a public figure, did you sign up to, be, I don't know, asked many times for pictures, but I won't say bothered because I feel like bothered is like, I'm not saying all fans would do that, but is that something that you signed up for?
Okay, so coming from a person who is harassed by what you would call supporters or toxic fans or whatever, you don't and you do. And I know this sounds weird, really crazy, and people be thinking I might be crazy or hypocritical when I say this, but when I walk outside to any place like Food Line or Walmart, I want to be left alone. I don't want to talk to nobody. I don't want to talk about my next show. I don't want to talk about this show. I don't think about y'all when I'm looking for oatmeal. However, when I step into an event or when I step into, in SyRok mode and I'm about to go record here or do a show there, everywhere I go, I want people to lose their mind. Like I want the Michael Jackson effect real bad. I am chasing fame. But I mean, sometimes you get the modes where people lose. I mean, I've had my tire slashed. I've had people waiting in the bushes outside of the studios that I'm in.
Wow.
Like I've had shout out to Norfolk Police Department. Thought I never had to say that out loud, but Norfolk Police Department had to pull up on a fan losing their mind. And I'm not even famous yet, so I'm not even hitting that mark of where I want to be. But the harassment has started, so I understand what he mean by you're not signing up for it. But
you can say that the harassment part is not the majority of your fan base.
No, not at all.
And that's the thing, it seems like what Anthony is saying, like he just totally does not do pictures with fans. And think
about who his fan base is. They're Marvel fans, right? Those are some of the most toxic. Who's worse? Wrestler fans, sport fans.
Yeah.
But did he think of the opposite when he became a Marvel character though?
Star Wars.
Yeah, Star Wars. But it's like, did he think of the opposite? Did he think of the opposite was going to happen once he signed on to be a Marvel character? And that's the thing. To assume that you're not, like, even though he signed up to be an actor, right? But he signed up to be an actor, played in front of millions of people around the world. Somebody gonna recognize you. Someone's gonna walk up to you. Someone's gonna be like, "Hey, look, can I have a picture?"
So why don't Morgan Freeman get harassed by fans?
I'm sure he
do
in his front yard.
But it's a time and a place for it. So I agree with you. It shouldn't be that. And to me, that's harassment. But I'm saying if he's leaving a grocery store, right?
I think SyRok is a little jaded right now. That's what's happening. Oh yeah, for sure. Because you went right to the negative. Like
that's what it be.
That's
what I experienced.
I feel you. But I think what he's more so talking about is he doesn't really want to be acknowledged or really made feel different when he's in public.
Yeah.
That's why he said the picture thing and things like that. That to the tune of those type of things, that's what I say comes with the territory. All the stuff you're talking about, I don't agree with that. Those people got to relax. Like that's
because if I come up to him and he says no, I respect his wishes. Now, if I don't respect it, now I'm harassing. Right. Now it's like, okay, I got to call the cops because this dude is bothering me because he already. So no means no. I totally agree. But again, for a person that is in the public eye to say that this is not what I signed up for, it's difficult.
It's to remember too, like they're humans too, and they're very different. Like even in this room, the four of us are very different. When we all make it to a certain point of fame and all of our endeavors, we're all going to react differently because of our personal boundaries. Like for me, for example, I love that you like that, and I'm gonna be right there cheering you on. But for me, I would be more like, I don't want that. I don't necessarily want that. I want to help people, and I want, the show to explode into anything that we're doing to explode into a point of being famous.
Yeah.
But I just want to have it so that everybody can have what they're trying to do and what they want. But for me, I don't want to every time I leave my house to have people following me or, that.
I want panties thrown in my Sprinter van. Every time we leave a show, like I want all that fame. I want all that. I want it all to be just as swarmed, like the Chris Brown, the Michael Jackson. I want that effect definitely. But there are some celebrities who can get away with doing regular stuff, and they don't get bothered. I know y'all know about them.
Yeah.
Even J. Cole, who is by far one of the most recognizable rap figures right now. Yep. I mean, he is really up there, even though he left that drama. Mm-hmm. He's up there as far as fame. But J. Cole can roll down the street on a bike and chill. There's other celebrities who can do the same thing. I met him in
a club when I went to Atlanta to a show. I actually got to meet him. He shook my hand. He shook a few other people's hand. He went to the corner of the club, and he was pretty much on his phone the rest of the night, and nobody bothered him. People did not.
Well, why can he get away with it, but people like Anthony Mackie can't? And arguably, J. Cole is.
Let's. And now I don't know where what state or city J. Cole lives at, because I will say, like, if say this celebrity lives in Los Angeles, then the whole entire majority of the city is full of stars and people that live within that area. Now, certain depending on certain side or certain part they live in. Now, I do think it's interesting too that it will be celebrities that'll be like, oh, I don't want to get bothered by paparazzi, this and that and the other. I'm like, you live in Los Angeles. They literally have buses and buses that drive by just to
drive by your crib.
Exactly.
Like your house is on the
It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense, man. But I truly respect what everybody's as far as response and thoughts on this conversation. We can talk a little more about it in the pod, man. But
I don't want to go to Target without getting a letter from the city saying don't do that again.
I love that.
That's the level of stardom I want to get to. But I still want to be able to sneak out and buy Fruit Loops. Like, I know it's crazy.
Fruit Loops?
Well, I want to say Cinnamon Toast Crunch, but I don't want people to start buying all the Cinnamon Toast
Crunch. Oh, I got it. Fruit Loops, right.
Mislead.
What about Cookie Crisp? Like. Remember, what about the Cookie Crisp? But look, y'all, we gotta have to close it up. But look, let's go ahead, moving on to one of our favorite segments of the show. It's time for SyRok. Man, what you think?
Attention, please. It's time for. It go down in the deal. It go down. It go down.
It's time for SyRok. What you think?
757, man. This is our last time to do this on Hot 91, the soul of VA. So this is our last SyRok. What you think? So I'm gonna keep it real light and easy. This one is about gang culture. That is right. I got a question about gang culture and how it relates to the Black community. I'm not even going to read the actual question itself because it was from a person who is affiliated, and I don't like snitching. And this person would most likely get arrested if I read his letter out loud. Hey, brother, next time, maybe you should be a little bit more coded and not so direct.
Keep out the details.
Yeah, I can answer the question without you telling me your personal crimes. Anyway, he basically get into it. Gang culture and how it relates to, Black culture and how I personally feel about it. Man, I really wish I could say clearly F gang culture. I am firmly against it. And this is a person who was affiliated at one point in time. That's right. In the 618, I am responsible for starting a very well-renowned, set. I regret it every day. It's one of my biggest failures in life. Every time I think about me being the direct cause of danger and terrorism going on in that community that's going on now, because to my knowledge, that gang is still going on. Like that gang that I started is still a thing. Even though when I was a kid, it was just something to unite people from.
I was just about to ask, like, what was the initial thought? Like, was it?
I guess we can deviate. Let's see if I can do it fast. Okay. So I started this gang in the 618. I'm not gonna say the name, and it was really just because I didn't have no friends. I was from across the bridge in a place called Alton, Illinois, and I moved over to St. Louis, Missouri, and I kept having to go back and forth. And I didn't make a lot of connections, so I was kind of lonely. I saw some kids getting picked on, and then some kids who were in a similar boat as me got together, and we basically picked on the bullies. And that ended up getting a little bit more affiliated. That ended up getting organized, and then that became, an organized gang. I can say this now because I'm not in the life at all, and nobody who started this gang with me are affiliated. We all cleaned up our acts in some way, shape, or form, but we have contributed to the violence in St. Louis. Unfortunately, St. Louis is a very, very violent area. Now, with this background, I'm not going to reveal everything because statutes of limitations, but with this background, I am firmly against gang culture. It is not what people preach and say what it's all about back in the 70s and the 60s and the 50s. Gang culture was to protect the block, to keep dope dealers out of the area, to do this for the community of kids who went to that local school. No, gang culture now is all about the destruction of whatever area they're at, the monetization of the crimes that they promote, and then someone, maybe the leader or someone in the middle or the most, outspoken, the ones that's out there in the media, they might slip through the crack and make a good song or make a good viral video and make a few bands, and now that is glorified, and now it's just ignorance leading ignorance.
Yeah.
I am so ready for gang culture to be vilified within the Black community that I will lead the cause. Once again, I am highly tied with people who used to run the streets. Each and every one of them that survived and are free got smart real fast because they saw their OGs die. They saw their young bucks get locked up. They saw their parents and their sisters and their brothers and their cousins and their girlfriends and their whatever get caught up and swept up in this game. I am so ready for someone to be like, hey, SyRok, how do I get out of this life like you did? Now, granted, I took the chicken way out. I joined the Marines. I got tired of getting shot at, so I decided to join the Marines.
To get
shot at.
To get shot at less. That's how bad the gang culture is in America. It is not something that should be this all holy grail like some of these young bucks are watching it. Now, I used to listen to NWA. I used to listen to Ice Cube heavy on his storytelling about gang culture. I used to listen to Ice-T. If y'all remember, Ice-T had a few records about how bad colors, how gang culture used to be so like ridiculous.
Yeah.
And now we got things like that Bobby Olaf girl walking through Compton. I saw
that.
With
YG
and other Bloods, and it's like, man, I can't even go in that area without wearing. If I wear a New York Yankee hat in that same area, I'm getting banged on. But I'm Black, grew up in the culture, love the culture, care about everybody involved, but I can't walk down the street in that hood. Now you got people who, because they got money, because they got a little fame, they not getting touched. Gang culture is a joke to me, and I'm so ready for us as Black people and everybody who support our allies, the people who help move the economy, the people who care about the art. I'm so ready for us to come together and be like, yo, this gang stuff got to stop.
No, I couldn't agree with you more, because the main thing that goes on in my head when I think about gang culture is young teenagers losing their life. Like, I mean, like 13, 14, even younger than that.
And that's who run it. Kids.
Yeah,
that's my main thing. It's like, and why, and what are you doing this for? Like, what is the reward in a sense, right? Just the greed, the power, I run this and that. Like, why? Like, it's unfortunate. It's truly unfortunate. So I couldn't agree with you more.
Has culture affected the children around you or your personal life?
A lot of people know that I have a janitorial business. And so I've had a lot of employees who have come through the business who, they've had a life. Some of them, that was their past, and they no longer, participated in it. And they were honest up front when they applied for a job. They needed a second chance. Some of them still actively, obviously were in it. And, over the years, I've seen, because of social media, it's more glamorized. It is more glamorized. And when I saw the video yesterday of Bobby, I honestly got so irritated and angry because also as a white woman, I'm sorry, but I'm not going through an area of gangs with cameras just to prove a point that they're not going to touch
Hell, not me.
I want to prove a point by having a group of Black children or Black people be able to walk from place to place and not get shot in an environment like that. It makes me angry that it's kind of like her doing that to me. Just left a really bad taste in my mouth.
Let's put that piece in context, though. She was there for Kendrick Lamar's video. It wasn't
she made it about her in that moment.
It's still Bobby Olaf. That video that she posted was about her.
Yeah, but they took the video of her. Like, we got to be fair about that.
Trust me, Bobby was scared. Okay,
yeah,
Bobby
it was more of a
it.
clout chase on their side than it was on her side.
But she could have said, "Hey, I really don't want to show that aspect."
But her life is showing her life though. So to me,
Right.
it's against her
Right.
brand. So she knows how much this would
But
raise
use your
her.
power to help bring
That's why
changes.
I'm-
But like
on
Cam,
Michelle's
but like
side.
Cam said though, she didn't have a choice. That wasn't her videographer or whatever that was taking.
Yeah,
it.
they
That
were
was
taking
what.
the video
Her
of her.
choice was when a known affiliated high-ranking member says, "Hey, walk with me to this spot." You should be like, "No, I'm good. I think I'm just gonna meet at
But
the cold time."
She knows she's protected. She knows she's good.
And she got fans because obviously it was people coming up there getting pictures with her.
I didn't seen too many women, too many very, very sexy women get hit in the dome because they man either ran off on the plug or got robbed.
Yeah,
Nobody truly
that's-
protected in gang culture, and that's a veil of truth that I wanted to get like. Shown.
I would agree with you if that was any other day that they popped up, but for what they were there for at that time, from what we saw, and we won't get too much in the concert from the other night,
we gonna
Kendrick
keep
concert,
going.
but like she I get what you're saying, and I would think that would be the case 364 days out the year, but in what that setting was, everybody was
I definitely want to continue more in the pod because
Yeah.
like I want to ask, I want to know like why is it so publicized? Like what is the popularity of it? But
we probably run out of time.
Yeah,
anyway. So,
yeah.
doing a wrap up. All right. So what I'm most adamant about, and to keep it all like in a nice little bundle and be able to continue in the podcast about it, gang culture is probably the underbelly of Black culture. Gang culture is not only Black culture, but for some reason it's Hollywoodized. You know what I mean? I'll just be making up words like Donald Trump.
but
No, but it delivered. It delivered.
Gang culture and crime, for some reason, is celebrated amongst the Black community.
Mhm.
And I am sick and tired of it because I've lived it, seen it, affected by it, and still tutoring people out of it to this day. It's time for us to celebrate the part of Black culture that pushes it forward. Just like you said with how Kendrick Lamar pushes the needle forward. There's some people who follow the needle, and there's some people who push it forward. I want to be one of them people who say, look, the best part about Black culture is this art. Not the best part about Black culture is that we can walk down the street and be scary. No, the best part about Black culture is that we can unite people from all cultures and make something amazing. That's why I like being Black, that you can pour so much stuff, the worst part of it, the best part of it, people from across the country, whatever, and still come out with something fire. Me and Michelle met this year, right? This year or last year?
Last year.
Me and Michelle met last year, and together already we are in the same bowl of pure amazement that can possibly change how entertainment is even done in the 757 and beyond. We just met. That's why I love being who I am. That swag, that acceptance of what's outside is amazing. Gang culture, crime, everything affiliated with that, that's the exact opposite of what I'm trying to do. That's scaring everybody away from the outreach that I'm trying to do. That's scaring the kids away from doing something amazing, something big, something life-changing, something needle-moving. So, hey, you can tell any gang affiliate person that I don't respect what you do. There's a better way. There's a more constructive way. And if the only reason you in them colors is because you was lonely, be a man and figure something else out.
Man, well said, SyRok. And one thing, no one's blacker than SyRok, especially now after you out in that sun this past weekend. You black, sir.
Now.
You very black. You very black. So look,
I got unnecessary.
Oh my God.
man, but well said, man. Well respect too. Look, it's time for the lovely Michelle. It's time for Michelle's Corner.
It is now time for Michelle's Corner.
You was late on the trigger with that one.
All right, what's going on, everybody? So I wanted to bring up a little bit of a business conversation, but in a more personal way. So I want to talk about how to create personal, like, safety within your organization for people to grow. And I don't think this is necessarily to any one type of business, but I do find it important, even with the full package. I've learned a lot of hard lessons, but also, just by watching other people like you three in business on how to create an environment that is safe for people to grow into what they're talented to, which you could say the same thing in a relationship, with your children or with your significant other, creating a safe space for them to grow and make mistakes and to be vulnerable with you. But just as equally, I think anybody who's a business owner or in any type of leadership position within a company, you have to also learn to create a safe environment for people to make mistakes and for people to grow and for people to be honest with you about your mistakes. And, there's several incidences that happened, during the full package filming where people came to me and said, hey, I really didn't like that you did this way. And, I think you should have done it this way. And of course, the old me, back in the day when I was a lot more prideful and arrogant, would have been like, well, this is how I want to do it. Now, this is the way it is. And then that relationship with that person would have been destroyed. They would immediately no longer wanted to deal with me. But instead of, doing that as, we get older, wanting to, grow within myself, but creating that safe space. So I want to ask all of you, because you guys all do tons of business all over the area. What is a way that you feel in your organization that you could create a safe environment for your staff to grow?
I mean, for one, you always, even though they know who's in charge, you still got to make it like a family. You still got to use, hey, we're a team. If I'm out or if one of y'all are not here, we're gonna struggle. It's gonna be a man down. So we can't continue without the team. Also, too. Yeah, I always am respected for not criticism, but if we could have done better, okay, yeah, I'll look into it. Now it depends how the how the tone is. If the tone is like, hey, you talking to me like if I'm underneath you, okay, now we gotta step back a little bit, But no, there's nothing wrong with receiving anything that can help grow as long as it's for the good and not for for the bad and trying to hurt the business. So just always make it a team effort, make it a family affair kind of thing. No one's above anybody right now. We're all just one big happy family. We're one team. Without you, we cannot continue and grow. So you're just as important as the next person.
So showing them essential.
Absolutely.
I like to go after the angle of learning the people who work for me's background. Yeah. As far as where they came from, where their education is from, how they grew up, the area where they were a child. Because I figured this out fairly newly that a lot of people's ideas come from how they were affected growing up into that position. So, for example, a lot of women work for me in Foxtel Studios. And some of these women have never really been taken serious when it comes to their ideas on creativity or their, I guess, let's just say ideas. They come up with these amazing ideas in the past and they're always shut down either by their husband or boyfriends or bosses or such and such. But because the idea is so off the wall and out of the box, I asked where it comes from, like where was the basis of this? And it gets into a history of how these people are, where they came from, how they was raised, blah, 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 blah. And so as someone in charge, I make sure that everyone who has an idea, it's chased down. It's where can we get supporting facts to help push this narrative or whatever idea you have. I just like to make sure everybody feel heard and that I'm taking them as serious as possible because I play a lot. So because I'm so goofy and because I'm so like, I guess nonchalant, that when it's time for business time, I get real down to the nitty gritty all the way to like when you were a baby, like why did this idea come to my table?
Yeah.
And so I guess to summarize it, making sure that I know the history of a person's voice and understanding why that voice was spoken up about that particular subject.
That's powerful. I love that. That's to me, that's really key, getting to know people, personally, not just spending time with them, just particularly in business situations, taking time to really get to know them as a person. So I think that is
the relationship is strong. You got to have a great relationship with your staff. You not saying you always have to be like close, best of friends with them, but you have to make sure that, okay, I can trust you, right? Yeah. You got to have that trust factor because if you don't, then we're gonna have a problem.
And really, how can you understand a person's idea if like you don't know if they came from a rich background or a background of poverty or a background where I literally just get whatever I want, and it wasn't even a matter of money or not. It just was life just kind of came easy to me. You get a basis of your employees' mindset and where they're going with their pitch when you know that background.
Yeah, that's powerful.
Well, look, let's continue a little bit. We got a lot of stuff to continue.
Well, I'll fix the time. What's the worst that can happen?
Yeah. So to wrap it up, I absolutely agree. You know, getting to know your people is very important. Also, letting them know their worth to you, letting them know that you can't do what you're doing without them. I absolutely agree. Those are extremely powerful ways to create that safe environment and not freaking out when they make mistakes. Like when people make mistakes, I'm not going to be like, oh my God, what were you thinking? Like, why would you do that? What were you even thinking? Because there's plenty of times I say that to myself. I'm like, oh my God, what was I thinking? Like, and so, you know, just letting people make mistakes, let them know it's okay. We're going to fix it together. Now let's come up with a solution. You broke it, let's fix it.
Absolutely.
You know, but I love that. So
in order to be successful, you gotta have your fault. You gotta fail in order to be successful. So look, y'all, we are coming to a close with our presence here on WNSB Hot 91. Look, we truly thank you for those who listen to us every Sundays at noon here on the station. We want to thank everyone. We want to thank Maynard. We want to thank the crew at WNSB for having us here for almost like 16, 17 months, man. We will still, look, we're not going anywhere, so be sure you can still tune into In Your City on all digital and streaming platforms. So until next time, y'all. Until next time, take care. We out.
Was that Kawhi Leonard?
We out. We out this bitch.
Yo, we back in the podcast. Y'all realize that this is gonna be the format for the entire show now. Unless we get picked up by another contracted place where we gotta follow all the rules and regulations. However, you know, I got something for, going back on your subject. We gotta work backwards. So
because I gotta weigh in too.
Yeah. I was the employee. I was the employee who was always told my ideas were stupid.
Wait, were you that guy that always had an idea though? Like, hey.
A million of them. I always had an idea, and no matter who I worked for, they always told me it was dumb. If it works so well, do it for yourself. That's what they always told me. Wow.
Well, it works so good with your company, all right? You go and do your thing.
What was your approach? Like, what y'all doing over here is stupid. Here's how y'all should do it.
No, it was, hey, motherfucker.
Yeah, it was.
Hey, motherfucker.
It was.
Yeah, I wouldn't be accepting of that shit either.
I can literally see SyRok, someone saying, hey, SyRok, make sure you get that done. Thank you. About that, I think it would be a better approach if I.
Well, Barnes and Leroy's Jewelry is out of business because they didn't fucking listen. Barnes and Leroy. My first idea was change the fucking name.
Barnes and Leroy.
His dad's name was Leroy. His family name was
like
Barnes.
An attorney's office, like some type of
an attorney's office that loses every single case, but yet it's still in business.
They were the people who stopped y'all in the mall in the middle and tried to sell you jewelry. Like stopped you. No. Hey.
You want to try this on? You want to try this on?
Jewelry should sell itself. When you gotta sell the jewelry,
it's very true.
Very true.
Very true.
You get a 36-month installment plan of a necklace. All you gotta do is sign over your check first and 15th.
But to the point that you're just making about being appreciated and listened to as an employee, because I've been an employee all my life. When I did get into the realm of running a business, I know how to appreciate because I know what moments I appreciated and what moments I didn't appreciate. One is I always want to hear from whoever's working with me. Like on any project or anything like that, I want your way in because I can't see everything. I think I have a really creative mind, but I know that I don't see everything. And there are things that I don't know. So I'm always accepting of someone that's going to give their way in. And that just works for me.
And you're mean when you're working.
Extremely.
I'm not
extremely.
Mean.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, you think so?
Oh, yeah.
If we had an HR, you'll have some points, sir. We'll have
one reason I picked on you is because you you had this mean aura, and I had to make it seem like you were approachable by the other people, so they didn't get intimidated.
So it's not mean; it's just serious because I'm there to get a job done.
Yeah.
And if like we and I'm glad you said that though, because when you're filming a TV show, like this, you got one take at that shit.
Yeah.
Like,
SyRok and I, we talked
Yeah.
about you. We're like, oh no, Cam
Very
is
unapproachable.
not gonna appreciate this.
Very unapproachable. Like,
why would anyone need to approach me while we're filming anyway? Though, leave me the fuck alone.
All right, Anthony Mackie, leave me the fuck alone.
I got a job to do.
the lead producer, like the lead tech producer.
Yeah.
But you know what though? Honestly, the time, as long as I've known Cam, I've always respected his opinion, because it's like you need to have, like, for me, I think, and just like what you were saying, Michelle, the pride thing. Like before, when I started my business, no one could have told me anything. I'm like, no, I got this. This is mine. I don't know. So you give me any kind of feedback, I'm like, the hell with you. This is me all day, every day. So now the more mature I get, and I start realizing, like you said, Cam, this is not my lane. I'm not going to try and do something that I know I'm not qualified. I think I am. The idea is here, but the step-by-step process in order to get there, that takes work that I can't do. So I need to talk with an expert. So I always respect those, because I'm like, okay, when it comes to videography and film stuff, Cam is my guy. SyRok is my guy. When it comes to other stuff, like, I know exactly who to contact and who to reach if I have a question. So
it takes everybody. And even during filming, like, honestly, that your ways of being more harsh and direct with people,
I like it.
I appreciate it, because while I can be direct with people, most of the time I try to be very I'm a hippie. I'm a hippie, but I need people like you.
That's why it works.
Yes, because you pinpoint. We'll have a meeting with somebody, and then we'll leave, and he'll be like, we're not doing shit with him.
Yeah.
Like, and I'll be literally like,
let's think about it at least.
But I was thinking that, but also, like, I hate making people feel bad about what they have going on. And so I try to, like, let people down very gently, but I need people in my life like Cam, who is like, no, like, just,
see, my position can't afford me to be the mean one.
Yeah.
So I need the mean one. Like, I need the mean one around.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So I can still be the playful blah 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 blah.
Yeah.
Y'all already know who's the mean one in my circle.
Oh yes, we do.
Who's the mean one?
His wife.
All day.
You got a ride?
Bro, let me tell you something.
You got a car coming?
I respect it though.
Let me tell you. If I'm having a security guard, I have a wife named Sierra.
Yeah.
And
Like,
knowing Arrington, I know she has to be like she is.
and she's so, and it's funny because her and my mother are like twins, really, because they're the ones, in, like you said, Michelle, I can't say, it's hard for me to really, like, reject an individual, right? My goal, what I always respond with is, it's not gonna work, but I want to still keep a relationship and see how it can work within the future. They're like, no, if it ain't gonna work, it's not gonna work. Like, just keep it moving. They're always like, no, you gotta say no. I'm like, it's gonna be hard. I don't want to. It's just because I don't know, just rejection in general, especially as a kid. It's like, if you receive rejection.
Sure I was cool with moms and the missus first.
Yeah.
Before I committed to anything long term, I made sure the vibes with your mom was cool.
Yeah.
And then I met the missus, and I was like, okay.
Yeah.
Let me make sure I got my shit together.
Man, I'm telling you, it's like every movie about, okay, this star athlete from a underprivileged neighborhood, but they had a strong mother. So when it comes to ages and everybody got talking, you got to talk to my mama first. Like, seriously, that's like who she is. My support system is. They're like, no, we gotta, because they know I'm just like that kind of confused person and
but
stuff.
There is a balance, and to Michelle's point, like, I'm the automatic no. Like, you got to win me over.
He says no right away.
Oh, absolutely. But there's a balance, because Michelle will probably discover someone that I necessarily may not have given a chance, just because of how they initially represented themselves. You know what I'm saying?
True,
she'll talk me into some things just because I'm like, all right, we'll give it a chance, just because. Again, it's a balancing thing.
And just think about it, man. There's so many, like, second chances out there that grow to be so successful. I mean, just,
Honestly,
in relationships, ideas, individuals. I mean,
I'm a fourth chancer. I'm a fifth chance.
So,
Amen to the fifth chances out there. Amen to the fifth chances.
Amen to the fifth chances.
But there's some to be said about having a partner who is the opposite of you. As we're
Absolutely.
having this
Yeah.
conversation, I'm like realizing like it kind of would benefit.
So how does okay, I got a good question for you. How does poly relationships work? Are both people the opposite of you, or are they the opposite of each other to support?
I've been obviously I've been in a couple relationships at one time. There's been times where I've been with one person that was more similar to me and very laid back, more hippie vibes, love everybody, and was somebody who really doesn't like anybody, very like cautious of everything somebody says, does. And to be honest with you guys, it had balance at times. I knew who to have certain conversations with. Like if I was questioning something or worrying about something, I knew to talk to the person who's the automatic no, because they're going to be like, they see things for what they are, versus to talk to the person who's more hippie vibe like me. They want to see the best in people. But what I'm realizing this conversation that from my own personal growth and processing, having somebody who is a little bit of the opposite of what I am in that way would probably be healthy.
Be best for you.
Because I like to believe the best in people until they show me otherwise, versus people who like see it for what it is up front and then you prove to me in your actions or the other way around. It would probably help in a lot of ways.
This is why I asked that. So we're very opposite when it comes to, well, not opposite, but you know how you say you try to see the best in people, right? I automatically assume that people see the worst in me.
Really?
Like automatically. Like off first impression, I feel like a person would know, well, this is obvious. Like this is what's wrong with them. You know, I think that everything as far as my flaws is on my sleeves. And I'm always feeling like I'm working in a debt. Like I'm trying to dig myself out of that moral debt of being, no, there is good in me. Like I get what you see, but I promise you, once you get past,
I don't know why I'm getting sad right now. Like,
once you get past,
Oh God, Michelle, I thought we were moved on from this.
That makes me
like
sad.
you drop everything. So the reason
That makes
why,
me
so
sad, though.
my wife's Shauna, she is the type of person, she'll see the good in me.
Yeah.
And Freya will see the bad and try to solve and figure out how to, like, so both of them will see the same problem. Maybe I failed at a meeting. One will be like, well, you failed because of this. That's Freya. You failed because of this. That's why. Yeah, you fixed that. They ain't even gonna worry about what you actually got to say.
Yeah.
It was all about looks.
Yeah.
Shauna's a little bit different. She'll see the problem and be like, I see that you failed, but the idea is solid. You'll find someone.
That's literally the perfect mix right there.
That really is a great
crazy. It's dope.
Yeah.
It's very, very dope. But both of them are opposite of me. That's why I was asking. Like, so do you search for someone who's opposite of you?
Yes.
Or do you think it's better to have someone who compliments you?
Both.
And
both
with them, no, they both like, no, they opposite. They're opposite. They automatically think on the opposite side of the field, and they're thinking, how can we bridge that? How can we bring him over here to think like us?
Absolutely.
But yeah, I definitely automatically think, like, when we first meet, it's like, well, these is all the bad things about him. How long I gotta be around?
Well, that's always a self-doubt, because that's what I mean. Again, why I hate public speaking in front of crowds. Like I always think of like, oh God, they probably look at me like this fuck joker can't even speak.
Which he
properly.
did a very good job, by the way, at the Pride Award, Pride Awards. Lord,
it's a wild festival right there.
Arrington hosted the Pride Awards.
Man, you might have just started something new.
Hey, I don't know that
low key. What are the awards though?
For doing the most in the Pride community.
The best in the community.
And go, who can do it the longest?
The best
Hey, we joking, but low key, that low key can be hit. That low key, I might need to make some calls.
I gotta bring it back because I want to ask you something.
Okay.
Do you think, because you are that way with people up front, do you think that sometimes that can cause you to have like a very strong wall with people up front to a point where it's hard for them to connect to you because you automatically are thinking that they're thinking negatively.
I feel like
you
he's
have a
building
wall,
the wall though.
and then the person has to like climb over that wall.
Okay,
to
Miss
get to you.
Sally Raphael over here asking these good questions.
Okay, if I'm understanding the question right, hopefully I am. I think that the wall is already there, but it's me trying to get over it, not necessarily
over
them.
the wall
If
that
I
you
like the person,
built, which is
I get
crazy.
it. I get it. I get it. I get it.
You're like,
I get it.
All
I
right,
get it.
time to go.
But how do I bring this shit down?
Hey, I'm being transparent. I didn't think I was
Yeah.
making sense. It's only with people who I really like.
Yeah.
Like when I first met you, I figured so you're a little bit older than me. So my first hurdle I'm thinking is, he probably think that I'm one of these young guys who playing around all the time. So even though my natural personality is, I like to joke around. I don't like being all like
Uptight, intense.
My
yo.
natural personality is relaxed and stuff. But how do I prove to him that I am serious about this job?
Yeah.
So when it comes to meeting with ideas, I stop all the play. I immediately go to some of my top ideas that I be thinking about hours and hours and hours while I'm up at 3, 4, 5 o'clock in the morning. Those things I'll be like, this is a Kam thing. This is a Kam, what does he think thing? Like the Nintendo tournament, which is still going to happen during the wintertime, where we talked about Super Mario Smash Brothers with a bunch of baddies asking them questions while we playing Nintendo. And we live stream it. It's a dope idea.
Absolutely.
But how do I convey that idea seriously? Because it sounded like a bunch of play, but only someone with the respect that I have for them in this industry would be able to recognize it. So that's why I come to you and stuff like that. Meeting you when we ate at, I keep forgetting the restaurant where we went to, but
Park Lane.
Was it Park Lane?
No,
it was. They ain't a sponsor no way.
They gotta remember. So when we had that meeting, before that, I wanted you to think like, okay, they automatically going to think because of who I am, they're probably going to think my head is big, I'm not prompt, I don't care, it's another check. There's always that possibility, or I'm just trying to use this person for my next opportunity. So when we did meet, I wanted to prove the fact that one, I was there first. I'm very, very prompt.
One thing I will say about SyRok,
I care.
He is always on time.
I was there first.
Always on time.
Two, I don't even care about that. We didn't even talk about the money till very, very last. I wanted to know the vision. What do you want from your host? What am I allowed to do? How am I allowed to convey your message? How am I allowed to convey your dream? If we're cool on that, then the next stuff just naturally kind of falls in place. So it's me getting over the hurdle. I get that I put it there.
Yeah.
But I say I'd rather me put it there than you. I'd rather me put it in that situation where they might think this, and this. So let me go ahead and blow that shit out the water.
I feel like that wall keeps you focused and grounded at the same time.
You gotta break it down to me.
So like you build this wall, and this wall are the things that you think that person may think about you negatively. But if you hone in on those things and prove those things aren't true, you're locked in on those things, basically. So that's why I'm saying it's keeping you focused. You know what I'm saying?
SyRok does his best when he's assigned a challenge, in a sense. So like whenever, like you, even though you like to have stuff structured all the time, if shit goes down, you like low-key, you succeed with a great event, in a sense. You know what I mean? Like I remember you were like all around the place with your the last function over at Hypnotics. And it's like you
we're saying the name.
Well, now we know who dropped the ball. And
no, I wasn't even saying for that person. I was like, yo.
But you were like, you were all around the place, and then once the function started and ended, it was probably one of the best nights of your, you know what I mean? So it's like,
and low key, it's kind of sick. It's kind of sick where I get put in the worst situations that you could possibly get put in.
Why are you hurting yourself? It feels good.
It feels good. It feels good. Put me in the worst case scenario. put me in the worst case scenario. There's nothing more than overcoming it.
Absolutely.
Maybe that's why I like two women.
Absolutely.
It don't seem nothing's harder than making two black women happy at the same time.
That is absolutely right. That is,
Ain't nothing harder. Than
only
making
one
two black
person I
women
know
happy
that can
at
do
the
that's
same time.
SyRok Foxx.
That's hard. That is hard.
Yeah.
I only have one, and God
Man.
damn,
I like the challenge.
smarter, not harder is my motto. Smarter, not harder is my motto.
Yeah.
No, but
I don't know. I like overcoming those walls. Y'all don't never like that. Never like a preconceived notion about yourself before you meet someone who you respect.
Oh, always for me, because
Yeah.
again, I'm always second guessing myself. But if I had to choose, though, I want to work smarter, not harder. I don't want any challenges. I really don't. But I know that challenges is what's gonna build me up so much higher in the future. So it's like you have to have those challenges. But if I had to choose, damn it, I would not want to have any challenges. Like it's sad, but I remember back when they had the whole scandal of parents getting their kids into schools like scholarship. It was like
They were paying.
Yeah,
They were paying
yeah.
for
Man,
slime bribery.
basically, yes, I didn't think it was fair, but
if you could.
all I'm saying is it's not what you know, it's who you know. No, but it was very unfortunate. But I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I like a good, easy segue through things.
See, you talked
But that's never been my upbringing, though. That's been the opposite.
Let's
for my
go back to your current event then. So
Okay.
This is a good one.
Okay.
Going to your current event, you said that with Anthony Mackie.
Yeah.
We technically
Mhm.
are signing up for the thing Anthony Mackie is complaining about.
Very true.
Yeah.
Very
We
true.
are public figures.
Very true.
Even Kam, as much as he want to be behind the camera, people know who he is.
Very true.
When I'm in meetings that's not even related to the full package or you're in your city,
Mhm.
your name is still mentioned without me mentioning it.
Mhm.
Same way with Ayrton, same way with Michele. Y'all are in conversations that don't even have nothing to do with the things that we're involved with.
Yep.
So that proves that this helps my point. This proves that you are a celebrity
Mhm.
on a certain scale.
Mhm.
What happens when we blow? You're now in Anthony Mackie's shoes.
But-
That's a hard life.
It-
Granted, we got money.
It is, but you know what though? I'm an extrovert. I love interacting with people.
I was gonna say,
I'm about to say I love
Arrington is a
it.
low-key politician.
This
So,
will be right
like-
after
Picture? Oh, absolutely. I got the camera ready already for you. Go ahead. Autograph. Here's a stamp right here. There you go. Bye bye.
A stamp for the autograph is crazy.
Oh my God.
Maybe I don't feel like
You know,
writing,
I
man. Maybe
just
I don't feel
might-
like writing.
Like if I blow, I might have to hire Terry full time. Really
The producer having more security than us is wild.
Yeah. Like, Terry, how much am I paying you?
Battling it out for my personal security is crazy. He gonna send me an email. Hey, I can't show up no more. Kam offer me.
I mean, double.
He's good. He's good.
Oh
I've
my
seen him at
gosh.
work, you know
Oh
what
my
I'm
God. That's hilarious. But yeah, I'm an expert. So I mean, I personally would love it. Yes, I'm gonna have times where I don't want to be bothered. And in all honesty, I've had moments where I never want to be bothered, and either somebody that at least knew me or might have seen something on Coast that I did or something.
Yeah.
Like, oh yeah. Matter of fact, I was at the registrar's office going to cast my vote, and the lady had acknowledged me. And I'm like, oh yeah, that's me.
You know he loved every time.
Hell yeah!
Every
Hell
time.
yeah!
Me, you recognize me.
Aren't you the guy for Rugged Evolution Beer K? Yes, that's me. You're absolutely right. No, but I truly love it. But it's I will say though, it can only go through if I'm like by myself. If she airs with me, she airs it because she's an introvert. She's the opposite. She's like, no. Can we hurry up and go? Can we ever? She is the opposite. So it's always gonna be a juggle kind of balance, because I always let her know, like, hey, look, there's gonna be times where either I'm showing up late or I have this event to attend, this event, that event, this is that. And it's a lot. But I mean, she's starting to like grow and realize, like,
I was about to say, as we progress, y'all know it's going to get worse.
It's
It's going to get worse.
I'm always going to be like friendly and nice to people regardless. I just know, there's going to be times where I'm going to, want to stay at home for a few days and like just like recover mentally. But when I'm out,
a social battery.
Yes, yeah. But when I am out, I try to give people my all and care as much about who they are, even if they know me and I don't know them, care as much about who they are and what they're trying to do in their business or in their life. Just because, again, you never know what a person's role could be in your life unless you find out who they are.
And also, SyRok, I want to add on to that, like, as a public figure, if someone comes to me asking for a photo or asking for an autograph, I'm a huge fan. To me, isn't that the biggest accomplishment that you want to hear? It's like
at this level, yeah. I would say at this level, yes. But we only have 15, 20 people, like maybe out the month. Well, that's for me. About 15, 20 people out the month will come to me and ask that. That's cool now. But what happens when it's 100? 200, 1,000, millions.
Just put on a mask like Kanye, man. Go ahead walking like a freaking
Kanye crazy.
Kanye walking like the damn Michelin tire guy. Like he was wearing this all white. I'm like, what?
He looked like he worked for a pest control company.
It was a hazmat suit. That's
who you gonna call? Ghostbusters.
Crazy.
But of this group, who is the most likely to go Kanye?
You whore. Me.
I'm not SyRok anymore. My name is just Rock.
That's crazy.
R-O-K.
Oh no, R-O-Q-U-E.
Oh.
That's crazy.
Oh
me.
My God.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
I'm not the one that's gonna go Kanye.
Who you think is
you?
What?
Oh, that will be.
You're going to be the one that goes Kanye.
Anti-Kanye,
bro. Kanye started out as just a producer behind the scenes. It said, "Hey yo." I'm the dumbest motherfucker that ever walked this way.
He was always that person, though. That's the difference. He was always that person.
If you thought Cam was me now, he's gonna be like, "Hey, look, that was fucking awful."
20 million people know who Cam is. You produced that SyRok joint?
Yeah.
Bro, I'm sorry. Have y'all kept tabs though on Ye and his like what is happening, man? Like I'm just I'm sorry. I'm like
her wear trash bags. I can't
all the time. Like I'm like it's not. Well, it's hot as hell right now.
I've seen
like
his wife's woman more. I mean, I've seen his wife's body more than my own wife's body. Like,
honestly, it's.
Well, she's the former OnlyFans model, right?
I thought she was just a model.
I thought she was I thought she worked. I thought she worked for the company or something.
It was an OnlyFans model that's accusing him.
It's weird. It's a lot, but
it was an OnlyFans
let
model.
Let her wear some cute outfits for once. Like, just let her, please.
Well, I honestly think it's more to the story with that one.
Trash bag. It be thongs, socks,
all day, see-through stuff, naked.
It just
straight naked.
I never seen a trash bag.
I mean, just ridiculous.
It looks like a bag across, like just one section of a trash bag, and everything else
is out. Drawers and shoes.
That's all she wears.
No bras. Drawers and shoes.
That's all she wears. I'm like, in what city is this in again? Because I'm like, is this like?
No, you're not in.
I be confused about the weather because Kanye be wrapped up head to toe. She be naked. Is it warm? Or is it cold?
I remember I was watching the BET Awards once, and I think Diddy was winning like the Lifetime Achievement Award or something. And who introduced him?
Lifetime Achievement.
Go figure.
Y'all had me crying when y'all was talking about the key. When I was
the key.
When I was editing the episode, the key to the city.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Like it's the downfall, but I remember when Kanye was introducing Diddy to get on the stage, and Kanye had the mask on while he was talking the whole time. He's like, so such and such and such, because he couldn't breathe through the mask. Like it's literally, I'm like, why? I don't understand.
Darth Vader.
I don't understand. The man needs prayer.
What's crazy is fashion that we used to laugh at him about. I would say, let's take it back 7 to 10 years. Kanye was always wearing weird stuff. And so now that fashion is implemented in today's everyday fashion. So I'm thinking to myself, we laughing at Kanye now.
What about old dude?
But,
oh God.
we gon' be rocking the mask.
What's the rapper? What about Yachty's attire? Because
Yachty?
Lil Yachty.
I don't really see him
Have you
in
seen-
media
He's
too much.
okay. I mean, obviously, I think he's wearing like a lot of skirts and stuff. Like his outfits are always questionable.
That's Uzi.
Uzi. Oh,
Vert.
my bad. Uzi.
Uzi Vert has been rocking a lot of
Okay.
Prada skirts, a lot of high fashion name brand kilts.
I mean, like,
Skirts,
is it like
dresses.
if people are trying so hard to be like trendsetters? Is that like the new thing now with like
Well,
you know,
he
celebs?
gets paid to put it on.
Oh, okay,
So-
okay.
I don't know if he's doing it because
Probably
he
a
like
lot.
it or he's doing it because the check is nice.
Yeah.
Either way, it ain't hitting. It ain't slapping. I ain't never seen him in a fit, and I was like, ooh, not
And
once.
these brands want to be inclusive. They're trying to be very inclusive too.
I mean, it's just, but you know me, I'll wear like anything that I think looks cool to wear. Like, I mean, honestly, I'm more of like the gambler when it comes to like, oh yeah, let me try this on.
Yeah,
Let me try
we
this on.
saw you at Pride Fest.
So don't
That
hate,
was
don't hate,
ridiculous.
don't hate, don't
He
hate, don't
had
hate that prize swag. Don't hate on that
he
prize
had a
swag.
headband wrapped around a bucket hat
And got compliments.
by the gays.
My audience.
Who said
I want
that's
to-
a little too gay for me?
But
it looked
but-
good on you.
on.
It looked good.
Rock on.
Represent.
So Rock was
When
like,
the gays say that's a little much.
so Rock
You
was
overdid
like,
it a little.
But go
so I was
hard.
like, I think you're a little late on the gay
But
attire,
go-
my man.
Take one of the wristbands off.
I had to.
That was a good one, Michelle. That was a good one. That was a good one.
This man had 57 rainbows on.
It
You
didn't
know,
even matter. There was no need.
No.
He could have. He would have been
No.
fresh, bro. If he just would have had the shirt, the shorts, shoes.
Maybe the socks. 'Cause
Maybe the socks.
The socks were subtle.
Right.
Just a little ring around
Maybe
the
the
top.
socks.
Yeah.
But how often do you see people rocking sweatbands?
Wristbands.
Just wait until next year.
Wristbands.
It's gonna keep
Don't
on expanding.
try to top it.
We're not going to
I'm
get
sorry.
asked back.
No,
We're not going to
no,
get asked back for
no.
next year. There's
You're-
no way.
No,
They're
no,
going to
I'm
find real gay people. They're not.
gonna keep
There's
on
only so
growing.
many times straight people can host.
It's gonna be like
a pride
Clyde.
event
It's gonna be
and
like
get away
Clyde.
with
That's,
it.
actually, that's pretty true.
We made history. Let's just be
Yeah,
happy.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
That's great.
That's pretty true.
Gotta top it. I gotta top it.
We
I got to.
appreciate all the gays for allowing us to kick it with them on gay day,
Word.
but we're
What-
not getting asked back.
Well, you know what? I beg to differ, man. I think, you know, and matter of fact, I don't know if I told you, I told Kim, Cabana had called, he left a voicemail, man, just like saying, man, seeing you and SyRok there, man, was truly a breath of fresh air because, like, you know, it's just,
I got a message from Kamana.
it's just, I mean, it's just the
didn't
fact
say
that, you
that.
know, it's,
It was like, come see. No,
oh, God. All righty. All
he
righty,
was showing
then.
appreciation. He was showing appreciation. All I said was,
There was,
tripping. Yeah,
Look.
Kabata left a good positive message about seeing us. By the way, you got it. So to if y'all didn't get one, because y'all maybe he just don't like y'all too.
It's possible. It's possible.
He's basically saying how happy it was to see
Yeah.
our faces, and he was in a bad mood, and
Yeah.
you know his spirit got lifted when me and Arrington came and showed some love and danced a little bit. And
Yeah.
it was funny
So-
seeing Cabana like kind of pissed off in like a, what was that, like a nightgown or a house dress?
I don't know what he was wearing.
It was
But
definitely a house dress.
We
It was
walked
definitely-
up and I don't care if he yelling at his people. He gonna say hi to us.
Cabana had that house dress on, was flowing in circles, pissed off.
Man,
I'm like, oh.
take this.
Then the ladybug. Don't forget about the
Yo,
ladybug.
I performed with both of them though. I
Yeah.
performed with
Oh,
yeah. What was
Oh, man.
I forgot his drag name though.
Mm.
I forgot his drag
I-
name.
Well, no, that's Cabana.
His partner
his
who
partner.
he was
Oh, I'm not sure. I'm not sure either.
both of them are very dope entertainers.
They are.
They are dope.
They are.
dope,
Speaking
dope.
of that, Nina and I have decided to join his drag boot camp, and we'll be performing on July 6th. In
You're
his
doing
showcase.
drag. Oh,
Our first.
I'm
our
going.
first
When is
ever.
it?
Wait, we're definitely
we can
going.
invite family and friends. It's going to be at the Ziegler Theater.
Oh, so
I
yeah,
love
that's the
6
one.
p.m. on
I love that
July
theater.
6th.
That's
You
Town
guys got to
Center,
come.
right?
Yeah,
I
it's
perform
at Town
there.
Center. Yeah, we have a nice little skit that's gonna, in a humor way, that I've
Oh,
treated
where we
to mirror our real personalities in a laughing and joking way.
Yep. Well, fans, you
You
know
know
where
what?
we're supporting.
I always think
We're
that's
going.
interesting when like females do drag because it's like
Yeah,
you people,
do drag.
and that's the thing. That's it's a learning experience. Because I've always thought it was males
Yeah.
dressed up as
We
women,
can
but
be
then
drag man or woman. We're being drag
Yeah,
women.
it took me a while to get to that
Yeah.
understanding too.
The
I
drag
know,
is
I
the
know.
actual entertainment form.
Gotcha,
the art
gotcha,
form,
gotcha.
not necessarily
Yeah.
a Negro in a dress.
That's what I thought it was.
Nah.
me too. I'm still a student. I'm still learning, guys. Still
But
learning.
you all are invited. I'll send official invites out, but this
That
is
is-
gonna be a whole new
I'll be honest.
everything.
Drag shows are entertaining.
It is. So
Yeah.
Sierra, I went to
It
the
is
very
not
first
boring.
one, and I'm like,
Wow.
I was extremely interested. Like I was satisfied. I'm like, this was really dope. This was cool because
It's not
again,
boring.
Hilarious.
what you already, I guess, you think of ahead of time, you're like, oh, this is probably what I'm gonna witness and this and that. No, it was the opposite. It was the opposite. So I thought it was dope, but I'm excited.
I
to see
wasn't
that.
in
Gotta
drag
be
when I
fun.
performed on the show, by the way. I wasn't in drag. But I got a standing ovation, man. That audience is amazing.
Thank God.
Yeah.
Ciroc, I don't never want to see you.
I almost took the wrong person home.
God, yeah.
I did.
Look, I'd be mad as hell. Them drag queens, they
That
have
man-
not an
look,
inch of
Ken, that man
cellulite.
said, Ciroc, I truly appreciate. Whoa. Get out my car. Get out. Get out.
No, that wasn't it. He was like, you can stop calling. You can stop calling me that. That's not my name anymore. The show is over. It's Marcus. Oh,
I'm sorry, Marcus.
I've been calling you Wanda this whole time. I didn't think that was only during showtime.
Oh my God. Look, fam. So look, what kind of change, if you don't mind, change up the convo a little bit. So I mentioned earlier before we started the show. Everybody Hates Chris is coming back. They're coming back with a reboot, but not as a live action, but as an animated series. So they've already signed up with they already have Tisha Arnold signed on to play her character as the mom again. Terry Crews, and then Chris Rock will be playing, obviously, the narrating the show, but they're doing it as a cartoon. So I'm starting to see a lot of like old shows. Well, for one, doing reboots.
They didn't get Chris. Chris is on Abbott Elementary now.
They did.
Man,
They did it.
That show is slapping.
Yeah.
But they didn't know, and I was surprised they didn't bring him. They have a whole new cast, but the originals is Tisha Arnold, Terry Crews, and then Chris Rock with the narrating. So the rest of them are like new characters, and I'm like, let me see how the animation is gonna hit, because I'm not gonna lie. Good Times, when I first heard about it, I'm like, I don't know, but I watch, bro. It is not that bad. It's not the best, but it's actually.
I watched a few episodes.
Bro, I watched the whole
I was
season.
kind of entertained by it.
No.
It was goofy as hell.
This is the difference between Everybody Hates Chris being animated and Good Times being animated.
Okay, explain.
Everybody Hates Chris is about two parents who are good parents, love their children.
Mhm.
They really try hard to succeed in life.
So is
Economy.
Good
Let me
Time.
finish. Let me
Okay,
finish.
my bad.
The economy's a little rough.
Uh-huh.
Economy's a little rough. So they're not rich, but they are doing for themselves. They are providing for themselves. They're okay. They're not poor.
Okay.
Dad a little cheap, not poor.
Yeah.
Good Times is about two shitty parents.
They're not shitty.
They are
parents.
shitty parents.
Why
They are shitty parents. And one, the mother is the shittiest out of all of them. Florida is the worst mother of all time. And the reason why he
you gotta break that
died.
down.
Cam, we're getting
reason why he
canceled on the
died,
stream.
the
We're
The
getting
reason
canceled.
why they were poor, the reason why they were stuck in the hood and never making it any further, no leg outs or nothing, is because of that whack ass Florida Evans with
All I
that
gotta
whack
say to
ass
that
fro and that
is
whack ass
damn,
parents.
You gonna come after the
Damn.
They want to get mad your husband died. He didn't die, he ran. He is
Oh,
alive in
my God.
Florida. Fuck Florida Evans.
Oh my God.
I stand on it. She was a horrible parent. Horrible.
Cam, I didn't see this coming. I
Neither did I.
never saw this coming.
Neither did I.
No shocker. I totally disagree with you, SyRok, on that
You
case.
think Florida Evans was a good mom?
She was an amazing mother, sir. She was an amazing mother.
She did what she could do. Why was she a bad mother?
Every time God has blessed that family with a chance to get
SyRok
out
wish
the
he could
hood,
hit it. That's all it is. You wish
every
you could hit it, huh?
chance she had a chance to leave the ghetto, what'd she do? God wouldn't want that. My white Jesus wouldn't want that for our family.
They have
Every single
They
time.
have black Jesus in the apartment.
Oh, but she was a white Jesus. I don't give a fuck what was in. You flipped that picture over, that motherfucker had a perm. I'm telling you.
Bro.
Go back and watch the episodes. Every time they had a chance to come up with a little bit of money to move out to a better job, God just throwing something.
But you know what though? What was the
pushed it away.
But what was the lesson learned though? It was about the
it was if you turn down a gift from the Lord, you die early.
it wasn't even her pride. It was like, okay, what am I proving? Because it was always some kind of a like, if you get this money, you're basically almost in a form of like selling out. You're doing something that is against your core value. So she just always stuck with her core value. She's like, nah, we're gonna raise them the right way. We're gonna do this the right way. You know what I mean?
We stumbled into a topic here.
No,
who are
was not selling out. If Old Town National Bank offered you $1 million loan, are you gonna be like, nah, I'm not gonna sell out? No,
sir, I'm not Florida Evans for one. I'm not Florida Evans for one, but I'm
it for that content. I gotta watch it for that content.
I'm telling you, watch it back.
I will.
He was holding the family back, and the reason why old boy was a bad dad is because he never took his foot down and said, "No, we gotta change. We got 4 grown children in this apartment.
All of them, or 3. It was 3, and they were extremely talented.
I'm counting the sister because the sister was all up in there eating all the goodness.
Velma.
Yeah.
So
you know she sold pussy on the side, by the way.
God, see what I mean? See what I mean?
Velma was a
He's the problem with the culture right now,
we
sir.
Talk about how bad good times was.
Oh my goodness!
It was bad times the whole time. There was no good times.
As blasphemous. This is man is speaking out of his mouth.
Get into and I hadn't yet discussed this with y'all, but we gonna fucking talk about it now. As we get into the straight podcast version of this show, we're gonna have to have some topics that are like not just current events, just because.
Right.
Yeah. So you stumbled into a dope topic. Who are some bad parents on television? The Bundys were terrible.
Wait. I'm sorry. Wait,
The Bundys were terrible.
Is he talking about
Married with Children? Probably the worst parents.
Oh, they were.
Worst family, worst kids, worst
everything.
And honestly, not trying to make it a race thing, but in the black community, we were like, yeah, that's what no shocker.
No. As my family calls it, white trash. That's what they call it. That's what they call Married with Children.
They put up the gang sign. They put up the gang.
I know, right?
with a T.
So then, what have y'all watched Roseanne?
Oh, I'm not gonna lie, I love Roseanne. Show. That was my show.
Now,
that was my show.
I don't know that I would call them bad parents.
I wouldn't call them bad.
They just
parents.
had some badass kids that always wanted to rebel. But
I wouldn't say they were bad parents. Their situations was shitty.
Mm-hmm.
I would say situations was real shitty.
For sure.
But the kids was the problem on that one.
I
would give the fault to the kids.
They didn't set the best example.
Wait,
explain what you mean set the best. Just the way they
like the things that they did. Like
the dad was an alcoholic, right?
Yeah.
It was a while ago since I seen Roseanne, but the dad was the fat.
I could see that being a thing.
She had no filter in any way, shape, or form to other people, so the kids watch that and then they're like,
no tact. So the daughter came out like that.
But I mean, to me, they were like the reality. They were showing real life stuff. That was the reality of every house, and not even like a white family. Like, I mean, my family never held their tongue around. Like, especially if I got in trouble, shit. Like, I mean. You got your ass beat, cuss out a little kid. I was at the barbershop not too long ago, and a dude was cussing out his son like left and right. Now he was a barber, but the kid had to be like 4 or 5 years old. He's like, "Look here, you little motherfucker! You need to get on my nerves now. It's hot. Shit, it's hot. Get the fuck out."
I'm glad you said that because I have an example of a pair of bad black parents.
Okay.
The St. Patrick's on Power.
I didn't watch. I can't comment.
They were drug dealing parents.
Say no more. Say no more. Say no more.
Your mom selling bricks, maybe. Bad parents.
One of the kids got killed. One of them is in witness protection now, and the other one is
killing other people.
He's killing.
We got.
What about the family? What about the Family Matters parents? Because I'll tell you right now, in real life, Eddie done lost his mind.
Family Matters were good parents.
They were good parents.
Yeah, they were. He was a cop. She was what? I don't know.
She
who was bad?
She stayed. Wasn't she staying?
I
think so.
Dr. Huxtable was a bad parent.
Really?
Dr. Huxtable
I have to hear why,
parent.
But I'm not mad at this take.
So
I'm not mad at this take.
All the serious stuff.
Because he had 4? They had 4 kids. They had Theo, Rudy,
5. 3 girls.
Yeah.
Actually, maybe there was 4.
Oh no, they were 8. You might have been.
No, there was 3 girls. No, it was 4 girls. It was Sandra, Vanessa, Rudy, and Denise, and then Theo. Yeah,
Oh, they're
5.
Yeah, they were deep. So this is why I think Dr. Huxtable was a bad parent. I don't think the wife was.
Mm-hmm.
I think Dr. Huxtable was. Every time that there was a serious matter,
Mm-hmm.
he had to get pressured into dealing with the issue. And then he would come up with some clever way to, get the lesson learned.
Yeah.
But if it wasn't for the pressure of the wife or the situation at hand, he would be eating them hoagies. Think about it. Every time he was eating a sandwich, something would go down.
His sandwich.
And he would just try to come up with reasons for him to go back to the sandwich and not actually deal with the problem.
That's true.
But you know what my thing by the sandwich.
But you know what's funny
I
though?
thought you were gonna say by his tactics by which he approached things, which was
I think he ignored a lot of the problems
and wasn't always as loving as it could be from a parent. But
and it was almost like his wife was trying to say, "Hey, look, you gotta be if you're the so-called man of the house," because both of them was just as successful, so you couldn't really tell who was the breadwinner or not.
No, they both was bringing money.
What? And so it's like in my mind, okay, did the wife just refuse to deal with it herself and said, "No, Cliff, you deal with it and you do it," and stuff like that? You know what I mean? Because why can't she do it?
I feel like I do
because you gotta
like
have one fun parent and one disciplinary parent.
I was just gonna say there's a lot where one parent is more disciplinarian than
For
the
sure.
other and has to be kind of forced
That would be the mom.
to
for
be
sure.
more strict.
That would be the mom.
Yeah, but in most of what I witnessed growing up, the women were the ones who were like more disciplinary. Like they're the ones that implemented in that way and tag the dad in to go beat our asses. Like, hey, you go beat their ass. But then what that did, let me tell you, this is dangerous because then growing up, a lot of us, including myself, viewed my dad as like, in a very negative way because most of the interactions with my dad, he would work out of town, come home, 1 or 2 weekends a month and have to give us all an ass whooping for the things that we did.
And that's the only interaction that you had.
We hid from him. It took me, most of my adult life to have a relationship with him that wasn't, that felt more normal, that felt like, he wasn't just there to discipline.
Right.
He's actually my dad, but I do think that portrayed that in that show from a young age that
it was a lot of shows like that though.
It
was a lot of shows that was like, I'm going to tell your dad. It was a lot of them like that.
All of them were like that.
Man. And I don't even parent, we don't parent like that at all. We share, me and my wife, we give the discipline or the love as is needed during the situation we're involved in.
Yeah.
It's not like, oh, wait till your dad get home. No, my wife is dealing with the problem right now as we're talking about it.
Yeah.
And then if I found out about the problem, well, then she just going to have to go through the whole motions again. Now, it's always me and my wife are on team. Me and my wife we solid, we connected. It's not us against the kids. It's not that mindset, but it's us coaching the kids, like the same football team.
Yeah.
The coaches, they the team, right? It's not, all this responsibility relies on the head coach. I'm just an assistant coach. I'm the fun stuff. We're going out for ice cream. But we're going to talk about your grades when your dad get home.
Right.
Oh, I'm going to be the opposite. She ain't going to have to be a disciplinary parent. I can't do it. I'm a goofy one.
What he's saying is they balance it, though.
You got to balance
it out. Because what Michelle said is because they didn't balance it, it fucked up her relationship with her dad until her
whole
adult
entire life and with men in general. Because I got into abusive relationships too. I viewed that that's normal. And then being obviously being that I've been a single parent most of my entire life, since my kids were in diapers or one of them at least. So for me, I've had to have both roles. I've had to be disciplinarian and love, which obviously is kind of how I was able to heal in a strange way, because I realized, my dad, he did the best that he could, considering his upbringing, everybody does the best they can, but I wish it hadn't been that way.
Yeah.
I wish I hadn't glamorized my mother in every little situation, whereas my dad became the villain in every situation. And, it was very confusing growing up.
We learned our parenting the opposite way. Well, we found out our flaw was the opposite way. I was always away during deployment. And so when it was time for the loving situation, my wife was the one who was every time something fun would go down, she was around. And so when fun stuff was time, when I finally came back, my daughter couldn't really get like, oh, dad's around. We can't be having fun. You know what I mean? Like that can't be because I was always gone during fun time. So when fun time was around and I came around, it was really awkward. And I'm like, nah, we got to figure something out. Yeah. My kid is looking at me like a stranger. The only time she like exhibited love was when it was time to eat. Oh, I'm the eat parent. I'm the food parent. When I'm around, it's time to eat. Mom's around, it's time for play.
Right.
We had to switch it up.
Wow.
One of the reasons I got out of the Marine Corps, though, is because of that reason. I was always gone, never around during the memory making time, only around when I had to bring home food.
Right.
So but that's really powerful too, because a lot of military families, whether like obviously Nina in the Air Force, when she has kids and stuff, that's why one of the reasons she has thought.
Oh yeah, 0 out of 10. I do not recommend.
It's difficult.
0 out of 10. I realize that there's service people who may listen to us, but I do not recommend having a kid in the military. It is tremendously sad. I mean, like, your kid looking at you like a stranger. It's the worst. Wow. Like, I made you, mother. Come hug me. Like,
and it's hard because then they struggle. Like both of my kids, obviously their dad, retired from the military. It's like,
see, I didn't know that.
Yeah, he did 20 years in the Army. Ooh. So, which is why I've been a single parent my entire life. Because his job, he did, 8 deployments, year to year and a half out of the 20 years. So it was very difficult. And because that, my children, they have like severe abandonment issues. And it always bothers me and troubles me because I'm like, I've been here since day one, but it's not me that they feel that towards, it's him. They still struggle with, they still
nobody miss oxygen when it's around. Nobody be like, man, thank God for this air. It's always here. Like, it's always
man, that's
here.
100%.
Man, all I can say, y'all, I'm excited for what the future holds for in your city. I mean, seriously, because now, Kam had mentioned, we're going to be, basically a podcast format, streaming, digital platforms, wherever you can listen to, which is, hey, like I said, we're still growing. It's not an L, the fact that, hey, we're no longer with WNSB. We thank them again for allowing us to be there at the station. It was great, building up an audience that we didn't have beforehand. But I mean, we got a lot of great opportunities happening in store for this program and a lot. So I mean, it was bittersweet for the station.
I'm actually happier. I am actually happier. We have more viral moment times where we can speak candidly and real. These real conversations go way further than the.
Absolutely. It's a struggle, with the whole, FCC and all that stuff. So it was definitely a struggle.
Fuck the FCC.
Whoa, God.
Whoa.
My bad.
I got a shot for a
now
second.
We're getting watched. Now they're paying attention to us.
Intrusive thought it wasn't supposed to come out. It was supposed to stay in. Couldn't grab it before.
But we do though. We got a lot of great shit. We got a lot of great shit happening, man. Yeah, that's all I can say. That's all I can say is that we have a lot of great stuff in store for y'all. We're still working on as far as when they can continue to listen to us as far as a specific day, or are we agreeing on?
Let's decide. So we going for Saturday's releases or Sunday's releases? I was voting for Sunday.
Oh, it definitely will be the day after we record.
Okay, so then Sundays.
So then Sunday release.
Sunday. So you can still listen to us and watch us on Sundays. So the whole, keep your Sundays open and prepare that y'all will be tuning in your city. Listen to us on all podcast platforms, whether it's iHeart, Spotify, Apple, wherever you listen to your podcast at. YouTube, social medias. Look, we got a lot of great things happening here on NC. We're going to be bringing in some guests, which I'm excited too. We're going to bring in some guests. Great conversations.
We will be touring also.
Oh, shit. Yeah, we all going to be touring.
We're going to be moving around this bitch.
I mean, it's a little hot now. We got to hopefully be inside, though.
We'll be indoors.
Okay, yeah, I didn't know. Just
he's so simple sometimes.
Just letting you know. It's a little toasty out.
Portsmouth podcast.
I mean... Well, then let me take off that Portsmouth location.
Why did I shoot? I did not.
You just went straight after Portsmouth. Like, damn,
SyRok. Y'all did.
Damn.
It's because they gave my dog PTSD, and ever since then, I just never had a good relationship with y'all.
How they give the dog PTSD?
I got my dog from Portsmouth Humane Society, and he ain't been right. So
Note to self: do not adopt a dog.
Man, he didn't have narcolepsy, epilepsy.
Oh my god!
All the FCs.
All the FCs.
Why do I feel like that's gonna be a skit that? Oh,
That
okay, we got to put that on
is
paper,
so
sir. That is hilarious.
Crazy.
Dog said, Can I leave now? Can I leave? All right, y'all. Look, we gonna celebrate some more. But yeah, continue to tune into the platform. Follow us on all social media, digital platforms. We got a lot of great stuff happening in the future. So yeah, we are in your city and we are out.
Perfect on time. Perfectly on time.